Hello and welcome to the Emirates Stadium here in London for the latest instalment in a long line of North London derbies. It's the first one of the season, and for the first time this season I can tell you that we are live on YouTube. Thank you very much for Twitch for providing us live streaming for the last 3 months. But our YouTube ban has been lifted and no Indian company is going to stop us from broadcasting again. It's nice to be back on YouTube. To all you subscribers who weren't fortunate enough to have Twitch and had to wait for your matches, your commentaries, well, you don't need to wait any longer because we're back live on YouTube, just the way we should have been live on here ages ago. But we are back live, and I can tell you one result from earlier today. Everton have beaten Wolverhampton Wanderers by 3-2 in a real classic there at Goodison Park. But will Arsenal Spurs live up to that billing? Later tonight, I should also stress, there'll be a live delay stream of yesterday's game between Burnley and Liverpool. I'm certain you know the score anyway, but I'm not going to give you the scores, that is for sure. And also earlier today, Celtic went to Rangers and beat them 2-0 at Ibrox. And Leclerc has beaten Lewis Hamilton into second place in the Formula 1. But it's football we're going to be concentrating our minds on now for this next 2 hours or so, live here from the Emirates Stadium. And what a privilege it is to be bringing you this North London derby. We're going to bring you all the matches that matter, and it's going to be some game. And of course, hopefully Matt Graham will have VAR. We'll have the VAR stuff as well. And of course, we have introduced some new features to our coverage. If you haven't been with us on Twitch, let me just tell you that we do have we'll have new commentators throughout the season, of course, with Russ and Mike Hardiman, who will be making his debut in a short while, I'm sure, after the international break. And Chris will be back once he gets a bit of time. But we've also got a VAR man in situ as well. Matt Graham, aka Panini, is our VAR adjudicator for this season. He's done a fantastic job, and sometimes Russ will come in and help as well. But this is the final match before the international break, and don't think you're going to be without your football fix next weekend either, because we'll be bringing you two international games next week as well. England against Bulgaria, that's next Saturday, or this Saturday coming. We'll be on the air around about 4:40 in the afternoon UK time, with a kick-off at 5 o'clock British summer time in the UK. And then 3 days later on the Tuesday, 7:30 we're on air, 7:45 kick-off for the game against Kosovo. Both matches, of course, being played at Wembley. So plenty of good football to keep you entertained, and international football as we follow England on the path to next year's European Championships. And we'll be following England every step of the way as they prepare, once they qualified of course, for the European Championships, which takes place, and you'll be able to hear that hopefully live in its entirety on this YouTube channel. But it's great to be here. I'm absolutely bowled over by the support since we had to come off YouTube live streaming. It was sad really, in a way, that we had to that we were forced off for very obvious reasons, for unfortunate reasons I should also add. But we are back live now, and it's great to be back. And without you people, without your support, it wouldn't be as brilliant as it is now. But I'll bring you the all important team news. There's about 7 minutes to kick off. The teams are receiving their final instructions. The news is that the big team news for Arsenal, that Mesut Ozil is amongst the substitutes, so that's a good sign for Arsenal. So Mkhitaryan is also one of the substitutes as well. Christian Eriksen, who according to press reports was supposed to be handed an ultimatum by Mauricio Pochettino, whose press reports were to be believed yesterday. Well, they obviously weren't true, because Eriksen plays, and that's the important thing as far as Tottenham are concerned. He plays he plays alongside Son and Kane up front as the teams are getting ready to come out here. And a very good, I have to say, the weather here in down in North London is very, very clement. It's a wonderful day. It's quite breezy, but it's not too cold. It's certainly not too warm either. And the humidity is quite good. Maybe about 17-18 degrees centigrade, I would say, for the temperature this afternoon. Just to keep you check, the VAR officials, and I know Panini, I did say he was VARing today, I did tell him that privately. Well, he's going to be keeping his beady eye on Paul Tierney's performance today. And his assistant today is Stephen Child, and the referee, of course, comes from Yorkshire, adding a bit of Yorkshire zest to the proceedings here in North London this afternoon. Martin Atkinson. Arsenal and Tottenham, one of the great rivalries of English football. Arsenal winning titles at White Hart Lane in 1971 and 2004 when they were the Invincibles in those days. But all that now is a distant memory now, as Arsenal look to try and recapture winning the league title again. They haven't done that for a long time, of course, but you never know. Football's a funny old business, and of course you guys can comment in the comment section down below as well, and that's that would be fantastic. So well, the atmosphere is superb. The teams are now emerging in the tunnel, and the atmosphere, I've got to tell you, is absolutely electric for this North London derby, the first big major derby of the season. Of course, there'll be the Merseyside derby and the big Manchester derbies to come, Chelsea Arsenal, Tottenham Arsenal, all them type of derbies as well. And we are waiting with bated breath for this one today. Tottenham already in the tunnel, but being kept waiting by Arsenal. Pochettino, there was talks about his, in again certain sections of the media, him walking out of the club regardless of the result here today. But I doubt very much he's going to go sooner rather than later. I think he'll stay for the foreseeable future, certainly till the end of the season. I can't see him leaving. If he does leave, it'll be a very sad day indeed, just because of the job he has done at Tottenham over the last few years. He's done a marvellous job there, and no one can deny him that. But the atmosphere, as I say, is superb. It's marvellous. It's looking, it's absolutely incredible, and we're all set almost to go now. And let me bring you the two sides, incidentally, before we go. We've just lost pictures there, but we'll try and go as quickly as we can. But I'll bring you the team news. Let me in fact bring you the team news. 2 minutes to go to kick off, so we'll bring you the two lineups then quickly as we get everything sorted out for you guys. It's Leno in goal for Arsenal, Maitland-Niles, Socrates, Luiz and Konasiak at the back, Torreira, Xhaka, Guendouzi. Big moment for him. It'll be a commentator's nightmare for me, because him and David Luiz have the same hairstyle, so I better not get them mixed up. There's a lot of talk about that the other week when they played, when Arsenal of course played Burnley. And he's on. He likes Tottenham. He's a Tottenham fan. Thank you very much for your valid contribution today, and hopefully you'll enjoy what we're going to bring you in the next 90 minutes or so, and it should be a cracking match. And Panini obviously promoting another YouTube channel as well. So as I say, Torreira, Xhaka, Guendouzi, Pepe, Pepe, who actually was, I thought he was quite impressive, in fact, against Burnley when he came on. He was the first player in over 60 matches actually to go past Virgil van Dijk last week, despite Arsenal losing 3-1 away at Liverpool. So he's got something about him, this Pepe. I mean, it's cost him a lot of it's cost Arsenal an awful lot of money to bring him into the setup. But there you go. Cracking atmosphere, as I say, for this North London derby. And it should be an absolute crackerjack of a game. And we're just having 1 or 2 technical issues before we start, but we will hopefully get this game going as well. We'll bring you the Spurs lineup as soon as we can. We're just having 1 or 2 technical faults at the moment. It's not usually like us to have technical faults when we've got big games to come, but it's getting a little bit frustrating because you just want to get on with the match. And bear with us a second. We will be back online, and we'll be back on the way with the commentary very, very shortly. But it's nice to have you with us. And it's nice also to be back on YouTube after a 3-month absence, live streaming. It was yeah. Well, anyway, Matt, don't give the score away today because we're going to be live streaming the late coverage of yesterday's match. So let's check that Tottenham side very quickly. It's Hugo Lloris in goal, then it's Alderweireld, Sanchez, Vertonghen and Rose, Sissoko, Winks, Lamela, Eriksson, Son and Harry Kane up front. Harry Kane, of course, still has got 2 goals to his credit. Both came at White Hart Lane on the opening day against Aston Villa. Of course, so we're all set to go then. There's Unai Emery, I should say, to give him his proper name, and Mauricio Pochettino. It's the 4th time they've actually played up against each other since in derby games. 3 in the. This is their 3rd league meeting, another meeting, of course, in the cup as well. But Tottenham do have a wretched record at the Emirates. Something that Matt Graham was pointing out to me on Facebook earlier, actually. There's Daniel Levy, the Tottenham chairman. I'll run through the substitute benches as I go along as well. But Christian Eriksen is still very much a Tottenham player. There was rumours of him leaving in the window because obviously the transfer window for the rest of Europe shuts tomorrow. Well, in bright sunshine here in North London, we're about to get underway. This North London derby coming to you from the Emirates Stadium. The first of the 2, the second one to come later in the season up at down at the new White Hart Lane Stadium. But it's a jam-packed atmosphere here. North London derbies tend to be quite on the fierce side. Referee today comes from West Yorkshire, Martin Atkinson gets it away, and the 2 assistants are Lee Betts and Konstantin Hadiakis. Betts on the far, Akizakis on the near side as Lloris kicks it away towards the far side, finds Aurier, gets the ball forward down that side. 4th official, incidentally, comes from Birmingham, that's Andre Mariner. And I remind you, the VAR officials, which Panini will be keeping his watchful eye on this afternoon, is Paul Tierney, and his assistant down at Stockley Park this afternoon is Stephen Charles. 37 seconds gone, no goals yet, unsurprisingly here, but you never know. As Guendouzi gets the ball forward, of course he has the same hairstyles as David Luiz, a commentator's nightmare in some respects. Here's a chance now for Arsenal. Ball played into the edge of the area, and the shot coming in from just outside the penalty area from Nicolas Pepe, hits it on the left foot, and he looks really a smashing little player, this Nicolas Pepe. He really does. Good football down that near side, from far side from Arsenal. Pepe with the turn just to the left of the D as he struck it, but he struck it just over the crossbar, just over the angle post of the left-hand angle of post and crossbar, and behind for a Spurs goal kick, which releases taken very quickly. And again, we're just having technical problems again. This is it's not like us to break down on the job, it really isn't, but unfortunately it's we're having one or two errors here. It's very frustrating when you're trying to get a commentary going, and it's very tough, but we'll bear with you. But earlier today, Everton won 3-2 in a very exciting game against Wolves, who obviously qualified for the Europa League some 3 days ago and have a really good group. And some people at Wolves think they could go all the way, but we are underway. It's just that we've just lost our monitors there. Our monitors have just gone haywire, but we are back with you now. 2 minutes gone and it's 0-0. And cracking atmosphere, as I say, in the Emirates Stadium. North London derbies are always, they never seem to really disappoint. We had some cracking Manchester derbies we covered last year, and hopefully we'll get a Merseyside one in this year as well. That's one of the derbies that we haven't covered, to my eternal shame. Here's Guendouzi going down that far side. 2 minutes 50 gone. Arsenal 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Later on in the game, as Luis picks the ball up on halfway line, finds his look-alike Guendouzi, and Guendouzi now runs into the side. Pepe on the turn, or rather I think Aubameyang on the turn I should say, and then it's away by Eriksen, flicked on again. That should be David Luiz, who made a really calamitous mistake against Liverpool last week, which cost Arsenal a penalty and a concession of a second goal in that game. It really was wretched play there from him, but we'll just have to see how that one goes. Here's Rose now touching it back to Vertonghen. Vertonghen now on to Alderweireld. Even Trippier. Now they must be ruined selling him now, because he's made a marvellous start at Atletico Madrid. They prefer the likes of Serge Aurier, and that's their obviously prerogative, of course, as they play a 1-2 there with Christian Eriksen, but Guendouzi wins the ball back, and that's a good ball out towards Aubameyang on the far side. He's got Lacazette in the centre, so too is Pepe, who makes a good run towards the penalty spot, and a good challenge there by Rose as Pepe was coming towards the 6-yard area to meet that cross from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Really good move there from Arsenal, starting this derby really well on the front foot. Spurs on the defensive. Remember that wretched record. Konachiak comes forward and he wins another corner for Arsenal. 4.5 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Spurs 0, but it's Arsenal doing all the attacking here in the opening exchanges of this first North London derby of the season. Cracking atmosphere now as the corner will come in from the far side. Arsenal attacking the clock end in the first half to my right, incidentally. I should also tell you. Corner will come in from the far side here. And it goes into the penalty area. It goes, comes out to, oh, the shot from Maitland-Niles. He struck that terrifically well with his right foot. It was a well charged down by one of the Tottenham defenders in there, and he struck that with some oomph. Ainsley Maitland-Niles edge of the penalty area as he struck it. The Spurs defence, he could have took the Spurs defender with it there. There was a lot of venom in the shot. I'm not sure if it was on target or not. 5.5 minutes almost gone, incidentally. It's 0-0, but he really struck that with some ferocity, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. There's no doubt about that. He's quite a... He hit that with, as I said, he hit that with some real oomph. And could have took the Spurs defender with the ball as it was careering towards the back of the net. It was a real opportunity there for Arsenal, as I say. I'm not sure if it was going on target, but it was certainly a terrifically well hit shot, and it was causing a lot of trouble there for the defence. But at the moment it still remains 0-0. in a very highly competitive game. And I have to say both sides have really, I certainly think Arsenal have adapted to the game and better in the early exchanges than what Tottenham have done. But that's an absolute certainty. As we go past the 6.5 minutes mark of the first half then. Don't forget you comment in the comment section below as well, or on the right hand side of the screen if you regardless of whether you're watching this or listening to this stream on YouTube, on your desktop or laptop, or even online as well. Harry Kane not really had a sniff of the ball as yet in this first half, which has been a bit disappointing for him at this moment in time. Kolasinac now has possession, finds Granit Xhaka. Xhaka now just trotting towards the halfway line, virtually unchallenged. No Spurs player within about a 4 or 5 yard radius of him. Now Maitland-Niles takes it up on the right hand side now for Arsenal. Still 0-0 here as we go into the 7th minute. And here's David Luiz to bring it away for Arsenal. Long ball forward. And now the ball will break here inside the centre circle. Maitland-Niles has it again. Maitland-Niles will run at defenders. In fact, it's Nicolas Pepe who picks it up on the right hand side. Guendouzi's got a bit of space there too. Ball out to the left hand side. Infield again to Pepe. Pepe trying to get a 1-2 going now on the edge of the area. Spurs just about get it away. There might have been half a hint of handball as well as that ball screeched towards the edge of the area. Remember, we've got England matches next week as it's international break, so no Premier League football, but we will have an international doubleheader from Wembley as England on Saturday will play Bulgaria, and we'll play Bulgaria as I say, and Kosovo in European Championship action at the present moment. That as again we've lost the game. This is not being played on FIFA. This is an audio commentary. Okay, it's an audio commentary. If you can't, I can't play and do that. It's an audio commentary. Read the title. It really annoys me when that happens. It really does. You know, we're not in the business. If you want to be, we're not in the business of being we're not in the business, right? We don't need silly comments. How many more comments do we need to start? I mean, it's you know, I might have to start making more videos again to let you guys know that this is not a game. Some of you guys think it's a game, but it's not a game. You know, it's, you know, there's a lot of gamers that use this channel, unfortunately, and some of them think we should be playing FIFA. You know, but this is a real match, and I feel that we've lost streaming again. We'll try and get the match back as soon as we can. Remember, 3-2 already it was earlier today between Everton and Wolves in a fantastic game at Goodison Park, which had a terrific ending to it. But we've absolutely had a bit of a meltdown here, I'm afraid. But hopefully we'll get the action back for you as soon as possible, and get hopefully we won't have too many more interruptions. We've got 11 minutes gone, and in fact Spurs have scored. Tottenham have scored and we've missed it, I'm afraid. That's the problem when we lost it there. So it was 9 minutes when the goal was timed, and we haven't seen a replay of it. It was a mistake, in fact, by Leno, and it was a real mistake there. There's a slip there by an Arsenal defender. So Spurs in front, and we're having a real difficulties here with this stream. I do apologise. It's twice now we've missed a goal because of the ridiculous nature of these live streams. It really is. I'm really sorry about this, guys. We've lost a lot of. As soon as we get a replay, I'll be able to describe the goal for you better. Anyway, Arsenal looking for an equaliser straight away. We'll try and well, here's a chance for Kolasinac, and he goes down. No, he was never going to get a penalty for that. Never in a month of Sundays was he going to get a penalty for that. He went down looking for it, and the referee was, I think, adamant that it wasn't going to be a penalty there. It really was poor, and as I said, I can only apologise. It's when you get. I'm trying to keep like cool. Yeah, I'm trying to commentate on these games, and it's really frustrating that we miss a goal, and we don't want to let you guys down. And to be honest with you, I'm in a right grump now because this is the only live match we're doing all weekend, and it's been really frustrating. But here come Tottenham now. Som now, left hand side, played in there towards Ericsson. I can't even tell you the scorer. That's how difficult it has been. Ball with Leno this time, and Arsenal just all of a sudden on the back foot a little bit. But Spurs have scored. That's one thing I can certainly tell you. And I will describe it if they actually show a replay of the goal. The ball out of play, is it? No, it's kept in over on the far side. So as I said, I can't apologise enough for this. We had a similar situation up at Old Trafford 2 or 3 weeks ago. This is the goal, I think. This is what happened. The ball is flicked on by Son. Ericsson's got it. So Son makes a break down the right, and then Ericsson shoots. Leno can't hold it. Kane shoots through Albert to the right of the penalty area, and then there may have been a mistake there. Anyway, Son controls it. The shot comes into the right of the goal. It's only half parried by Leno, and in came Ericsson to tap the ball in. So 1-0 to Tottenham, 14 minutes gone. So I've been able to describe it for you. Although we couldn't bring it live, we've told you how it's now come about. So it's Ericsson with the goal, and it's Arsenal on the attack now towards the far side, and it's Aubameyang against Aurier on the far side. Aurier wins the battle, mind. Comes away with the ball. Now the ball is hooked forward again, and it's a chance now. It's Davinson Sanchez, I should say. Here's Ericsson now continuing his run. Ericsson gets his shot off, and it's well held by the goalkeeper there. Leno, who was at fault there for the first goal, didn't make a mistake this time. Apologies if I missed the goal, but at least we've described how it came about. David Luiz for Arsenal. They won their first two, a 1-0 win up at Newcastle, and then a 2-1 victory here against Burnley a couple of weeks ago. Then they had that nightmare at Anfield last week, their usual customary nightmare game at Anfield last week, when they were beaten to a pulp by 3-1, and the free kick has been given, and now they trail 1-0 here. Foul by Harry Kane, I should say. Well, there we go. Mistake by the goalkeeper has let Ericsson in for a very simple goal there. So 1-0 to Tottenham. who, as I said, have a wretched record here at Arsenal, but at the moment they're in control, 1-0 up, albeit against the run of the play, it has to be said, but it's a free kick to Spurs now, which Lamella's going to take, left-footed. Lamella swings it in left-footed towards the penalty area, but Leno takes it very comfortably and gets Kolasinac away over on the left-hand side. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 1 if you just joined us. Here's Maitland-Niles now on the right-hand side for Arsenal. Gets it down the line. Can't find either Pepe or Lacazette down on that side. Lacazette wins the ball now. Good football again. Oh, the ball just behind Maitland-Niles as he strove to put that one in. Xhaka was tripped there surely. He's gone down injured, or he's back up on his feet again. Unai Emery looking anxiously on. It was a free kick to Arsenal as it turned out. Maitland-Niles down the right hand side into the area. Pepe trying to control it. Pepe in there. Lacazette also battling, but Spurs two centre halves, Batongan and Alderweireld did really well. Now Son down the left hand side on the counter attack. It's 3 against 3. Son cuts into the edge of the area, shoots. Oh, that's a tremendous save. That's a tremendous save, I think, by Leno to deny Son. It really was. Good control here by Son. Gets his shot off. Oh, that's a great save. I have to say that indeed. Yes. Good save there. I couldn't tell from the angle we've got it at because the sun's right in the face of the cameras. Which makes it very difficult for commentators. Spurs almost 2 up, but they have a corner here. Bit of pushing and shoving going on here. Corner from the far side into the area. Leno this time gets it cleanly amongst a big crowd in the 6-yard area. Did really well, and he pumps the ball forward towards the halfway line. Now Sanchez for Spurs down the near side, and we're having more of these technical faults again. And the first half really has been blighted. I hope you cover it. I hope you enjoy me that the commentary is not being spoilt. It really is spoiling it for me, frustratingly for me, because you know I've worked very hard to get the commentary on. Hopefully we'll get the commentary back very shortly. So 1-0 to Spurs, as I say. And we've had 20 minutes of the first half already played. And hopefully now we'll have no more problems now till half time. And we are back live now. 21 minutes have been played. Incidentally, you've missed no other goals. His apologies for missing the first one initially. But when you get connections like the one we're getting, it's, you know, BT will be getting a good talking to in the morning. Anyway, we're back live now with David Luiz on the ball now for Arsenal. Let's hopefully the rest of the game goes smoothly for us. 1-0 to Spurs. I did describe what happened, albeit 4 minutes later than I wanted to do it, but we've had a goal. Apologies if we missed that goal originally, but we've told you how it's happened now. So it's 1-0 to Arsenal. sometimes technical issues do tend to rear their ugly head at times. Aubameyang now up against Alderweireld as the ball comes in from that Arsenal left hand side. Remember, Arsenal attacking the clock end if you just joined us late. Aubameyang now will run at Davinson Sanchez, and he gets the cross, and it's a good one. Oh, and Pepe was arriving at the far post, the right hand post, and a good defensive header, or a good defensive block I should say, from Danny Rose to deny Nicola Pepe, which would have been, I think, his first goal for Arsenal if my memory serves me right. But it was good football again. Arsenal just without any cutting edge at the moment. Here's the corner to be taken here by Pepe. A deep one in there. Comes out to the edge of the area, and then the shot comes in and it's just wide. Torreira, I think, had the shot in the end right-footed. And goes behind for a goal kick. Poor finish in the end. It was Torreira who struck the shot halfway through the first half here. The game live from the Emirates, but we've been besieged by technical gremlins which caused us to miss a goal that was scored live, but we have explained it a little bit later how it came about. Mistake by Leno as he palmed a shot, a right-footed shot into the path of Christian Eriksen, who gratefully lapped up the gift. It was Harry Winks at that time who had the right-footed shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area. 24 minutes gone, Arsenal free kick, 1-0 down. If you joined us late, it's all been happening. Let's hope the rest of the coverage goes smoothly. It's twice that's happened this season where we've missed live goals. It's really frustrating when that happens, and in big games too. Our coverage is not normally like that, it has to be said. No VAR controversies I can make out at the moment for Panini to pick out for us at the moment. Later on tonight we'll hear on interrupted delayed commentary yesterday's game at Turf Moor between Burnley and of course Liverpool. Won't tell you the score from that one. I can tell you that United dropped points yesterday, 1 apiece. I can also tell you that Sheffield United got a 2-2 draw against Chelsea yesterday, and Newcastle Watford finished 1-1, so Watford got their first points of the new season. So a little bit of a release there for Gary Grazia's side. Aston Villa lost 1-0 to Palace, controversially at Selhurst. One man sent off as Arsenal win a free kick. Jan Vertonghen, the offender, just taking out Lacazette there from behind. So a free kick to Arsenal, almost central of the goal, 20-25 yards out. I would have made it. I'll remind you of all the other scores that you need to know yesterday when we get a breaking play, or we get a break in action I should say. Also, I just want to extend my sincere gratitude to be back on YouTube again after a 3-month absence, commentating on it. And of course we'll have FIFA 20 content as well throughout the rest of the year as well, career mode and all that as well, so as well we'll try and please the gamers as well. It's not easy to please everybody. Anyway, David Luiz is over the free kick. It's 25 maybe 30 yards out, more or less central to the goal, and David Luiz can hit a free kick, as we've seen so many times in a Chelsea shirt. Pepe and Xhaka were also two men that might fancy this as well. It looks as if David Luiz is going to have a go here. No, it's going to be Pepe with the left foot, and he almost gets it inside the left hand post and into the left hand corner. How much did he miss by? In fact, he missed by quite a bit actually, looking at the replay from behind the opposite goal. Well, would have been a good little tactical battle for Arsenal to win there, because we were all expecting the David Luiz blaster, and in the end Pepe almost trying to make it certain of it. And now there's a free kick there. Arsenal just getting Spurs into forcing Spurs into a lot of mistakes in that right-hand goal mouth. Danny Rose has been penalised. Good pressing actually, first of all by Nicolas Pepe, did really well, and then Maitland-Niles as well. And Lacazette was the man fouled, although he made a bit of a meal of it, one has to say, but Danny Rose has picked up a booking. Spurs just losing their discipline a tab, but they're still winning by a goal to nil with 28 minutes almost played in the first half. It's Pepe to take the free kick for Arsenal, who trail 1-0 here at home. Pepe left-footed. 1 or 2 there in the wall, although one Tottenham player isn't a full 10 yards back. Martin Atkinson making that point. I think it's Ericsson who wasn't the 10 yards back. As Pepe sends that in towards the penalty area, Luis was onto it. It's another behind, and it's a corner. Harry Kane getting back there and doing some good defensive work. Pepe swinging the corner in, and in fact, yes, Harry Kane did get the final touch, so it is an Arsenal corner. It's going to be taken from the far side now. Pepe will take it. Takes the corners from both sides now for Arsenal as that's floated in there. Header one. Came off a Tottenham head. Might have been, was it Alderweireld? Yes, it was. Alderweireld it was. So Nicolas Pepe has got a third opportunity now to reload from this time the far side. 29 minutes gone here at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 0, Spurs 1. Going after 10 minutes from Christian Eriksen. The man so much has been written about and speculated about. So Pepe to try for a third time here. Now Martin Atkinson has spotted some pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. He's calling, I think, a couple of players over to him. Danny Rose is one. Harry Kane the other. Danny Rose has got to watch his select, because if he makes any more mistakes, he could well be sent off. And Harry Kane just pointing that out to him, the England captain. So Pepe at long last can take this corner for Arsenal into the penalty area. It was a poor one. Son got it away from the edge of his own 6-yard area, and now David Luiz to pick the ball up on the far side. A little chip there, and he's chipped it too far, and it's gone behind for a goal kick to Spurs. Half an hour gone then at the Emirates, and Unai Emery may well be scratching his chin. It's Arsenal 0, Tottenham 1. Earlier today, Everton beat Wolves in a real classic 3-2. And Celtic took the honours in the first firm derby of the season. There's going to be at least 3, possibly 4. Should Rangers and Celtic be in the top half split come the final 4 or 5 games of the Scottish season. The first one has gone the way of Celtic and bragging rights to them. And the Rangers 15 match winning streak in the process, and Celtic's winning streak now goes to 5 games with that win up at Ibrox this afternoon. As Luis gets that ball forward over towards Aubameyang now. It's just gone to the right hand side. Aubameyang knocking the ball into the penalty area. Not too many Arsenal players in there. Pepe has reached it though. Takes on Davison Sanchez, but Sanchez is back there right by the far corner flag on towards the right hand side. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 1, remember, if you just joined us. Here's Guendouzi, and he's played that in, and it's going to be an Arsenal corner. In fact, it's a free kick to Tottenham. Yellow card shown there to Eric Lamela. Hard to tell from that far side because it's very, very obscured by the bright sunshine here in London today. So Lamela is into the referee's notebook this time. In fact, he played an advantage, so it is an Arsenal corner anyway, as I initially thought. And will they work it short? No, Pepe's going to leave it this time. So I tried from that far side without any great success. It's going to be for the right foot into the penalty area, and there's an Arsenal player going down there as he tried to header it. There was no push there, and there were no great appeals from Arsenal, and there was no chance of Martin Atkinson having a whistle to his mouth as the ball is up forward, but Leno in the goal for Arsenal can get that away. I don't know what that is, Celeste Roberts, but if it's a link, I don't allow links. We've got 6 months. Just to remind you of the rules for the comments section. We talk about the game. Incidentally, Wolves had a player sent off at Goodison Park. I should also report. Rules about, just to remind you of the rules, if you haven't seen them on YouTube. Keep the comments clean. Keep it, no swearing, no nothing like that. Talk about the game. No live links. There are 6 moderators. If we hear one or see one bad comment throughout, or any spammers, you will be weeded out and not appearing on this channel again. We want good commenters talking about the match. Anyway, Aubameyang now for Arsenal down the right hand side. 2 or 3 Arsenal players to pick out. Pepe was one of them again. He's been involved in everything that's been good about Arsenal today. And it's a YouTube video apparently. But let's not leave any more links to other YouTubers. Listen to mine. I need the viewers and the subscribers. Yes, it's great to be back. Unfortunately, we missed the goal because we had some technical gremlins, but we have been able to describe how it came about for you, so that we've had to do the next best thing, but we're staying with the game. We have no further interruptions as the first half leads into its last 12 minutes and Arsenal's last attack breaks down. Lacazette playing an overzealous ball that was nowhere near its intended target, which was Nicolas Pepe, and it's out for a throw into Spurs level with their own penalty area over on the far side. 34 gone, Tottenham 1-0 ahead. Eriksen after 10 minutes. Absolutely Anonymous is back. It's good afternoon, JB. Good to see the game live back on YouTube. Loved your video on the Bury FC situation. Fantastic take on a grim situation. Yes. In case you've not been watching the news this week, at Bury Football Club on Wednesday, I believe, went out of the Football League. They were expelled from the Football League after a last-minute takeover fell through because of the thing. It's just a shame, really, as I illustrate in the recent live video that I did on it. It was a real torrid time. Plenty of great football still to come in the next couple of weeks here, or football-related stuff to come in the next couple of weeks. Just to remind you. If you haven't already, we'll be with England next week with the live commentaries as they take on Bulgaria on Saturday, and a week on Tuesday, Kosovo. Here's Harry Kane, the captain of England. He gets his shot off, saved by Leno. Son on the rebound. Arsenal get players back and ball into the penalty area. And Eriksen, I think, tried to walk it in. It might have been Kane, in fact, on the follow-up, who tried to walk it in, and Spurs have missed a glorious opportunity. I'll have to remind you of what's coming up in a second, because Arsenal now want to go forward. Inside the final 10 minutes, Spurs winning 1-0. They only went 2 up there with that Kane shot, and now Arsenal get a free kick 15 yards inside the Tottenham half. This was the chance for Kane. Gets it on to his right foot. Hits it well. Leno should have held that for me. Then Son tries to get the ball in there. And then it was back to Harry Kane, in fact, the England captain. And in the end, Xhaka got it away. Arsenal now have a break on themselves here from the free kick. Pepe to Kolasinac. Kolasinac back to Guendouzi. Him and David Luiz look like twins, don't they? So difficult for a commentator, that. Here's Lacazette on the edge of the penalty area. Lacazette trying to turn, but he loses the possession. And it comes away again. Spurs winning by a goal to 0 if you joined us very late. I will remind you what's coming up in the next 2 weeks on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Here's Sommo in field to Lamela inside the Arsenal half. Now the ball being played forward and Sissoko takes possession. Now Harry Winks and finds Eriksen. Winks again, takes possession, goes down, free kick to Arsenal. Frustration just creeping in at the moment. Lacazette the guilty party. In fact, it was Lamela who was tagged. No doubt about it, it was a free kick. Very difficult for me to see. If I'm calling one or two of the names wrong, I do apologise. It's because of the sun here. Very low sun, which is beaming down on the Emirates pitch, which is making it difficult for me to see at the moment. So apologies if the commentary isn't is a little bit on the ropey side this afternoon. And also I've had a week's holiday, so that might just contribute to it as well. 50% each in possession stats, interestingly, which makes it an even enough game, but it's still Spurs winning by that goal to nil from Eriksen. He's up behind this free kick as well. So, following the Arsenal wall, Eriksen right foot pump, perhaps. 30 yards go to the right of centre as that free kick comes in. It's a terrific right-footed free kick by Eriksen, which was well parried away by Leno, and then David Luiz having to clear it up, but they haven't won it properly. Now Spurs have it here, and it's Harry Winks. Winks gets the ball across sunny side of the area. Set up for Eriksen. Eriksen takes it by the penalty spot. Penalty given for is it a penalty? I think he's given a penalty. Son was taken out. Son was taken out by Xhaka. It's a penalty to Tottenham. And they're going to check it for VAR. Panini, get on your marks and have a look at this. What's this, a penalty? Well, Xhaka, for my money, brought him down. There may have been a slight advantage play, but I think when the advantage has gone, well, he's definitely took the man there and knocked the ball there, Xhaka, for me. And he has a reputation of going in hard. I think the penalty has to be given there. And it has, and it allows Harry Kane here, who scored these last 5, free to the left-hand side of the goal, 2 to the right-hand side of the goal, to make it 2-0 to Spurs. And Arsenal were only themselves to blame for this. Can Leno, who was at fault for the opening goal, atone for his mistake? Harry Kane short his run up, and you bet your boots it will be a right-footed shot. Martin Atkinson watching for explosions. It's Kane steps up and plants it into the left-hand corner, and Tottenham Hotspur go 2-0 up at the Emirates. And a small pocket of fans over to my right on the far side of the Emirates are going absolutely berserk with glee. Arsenal 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Harry Kane, the England captain, scores his 3rd league goal of the season to add to the 2 he got on opening weekend against Aston Villa. Apart from that small pocket of Arsenal Tottenham fans, it's absolute dead silence here. And they may well be that famous toxic atmosphere at the Emirates at half-time. 40 minutes have been played. It's his 3rd goal, as I said. And that's his 10th goal in 10 matches in the Premier League against Arsenal. What a record that is. 5 minutes to half-time. It's Arsenal 0, Tottenham 2, live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Oh, what a turnaround. And Harry Kane involved, and he'll be covered on the YouTube channel next week when he reprises his role as England captain for the first time this season. Anyway, it's Arsenal now with Guendouzi. Guendouzi out to Kolasinac. Kolasinac cross, and it just can't pick out. There were 4, maybe 5 Arsenal players in the penalty area waiting for a good cross. And Kolasinac just couldn't provide it. I haven't even mentioned the 2 benches. It's been such a decent watch as Leno goes off the line as Son was going through the middle and did well to hook it out of a play 10 yards inside his own half. Right, the Arsenal bench. Mkhitaryan, Cabellos, Ozil, Chambers, Reece Nelson, Martinez, the goalkeeper, and Joe Willock. For Tottenham, Lo Celso, Dele Alli, Gazzaniga, the goalkeeper, Sergio Aurier, Lucas Moura, Oliver Skipp, and Ben Davis. So we'll get Panini's view. Obviously, hopefully, he's seen the replay and we'll get his opinion. I'm sure he'll say the same thing as everyone else is saying. Definite penalty. They did check it at Stockley Park. Well, that was a risky back pass there by Danny Rose as Wiz got it away just about with his left foot, with 2 Arsenal players converging on it. There's also been a foul inside the centre circle, so Arsenal, I think, have conceded a 3 kick. Martin Atkinson was Johnny on the spot there. In fact, it's an Arsenal 3 kick, sorry. Must have been an infringement or an offside or something. Anyway, regardless of which, it is a free kick. It's Tottenham 2 goals ahead. It's well, we've got an unbelievable start here. And Alicia Thompson-Steele, thank you very much for being our newest subscriber as well. Thank you very much. And I will, it's always good. Looking to get to 600 maybe by the turn of the year, maybe more. Here's Maitland-Niles down the right hand side, good with skill, plenty of Arsenal players in the middle. Pepe gets his shot off and then the goalkeeper spills it, but then before Torreira could get on the end of it or follow up to try and knock the ball into the back of the net, Lloris managed to hold on a second time. Good reactions by the Tottenham keeper, having spilt the initial left-footed drive from Nicolas Pepe in the first place. Well done, the French keeper. Now Son at the other end now for Tottenham, and in the end it's out for a corner, and Arsenal again on the back foot. 2 minutes to go to half time. Arsenal 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2 if you've just joined us. Ericsson after 10 minutes. And Harry Kane 35 from the penalty spot, the scorers. Arsenal have been in complete disarray throughout. Anyway, here's Ericsson. 90 seconds of the first half remaining. Ericsson goes short. Gets the ball back a second time. Ericsson with a cross into the penalty area, and again comes out and there's a player through on the edge of the area, and in fact it was Davinson Sanchez of all people, the right back, who tried to hit it with his right foot, but he hit, in fact it was Sissoko, sorry, who hit it right footed, but he hit it way over the bar into the Arsenal fans and behind for a goal kick. So we're inside the last minute of the first half of normal time here at the Emirates Stadium. I'll tell you what's coming up when the whistle goes and we wrap up and before we take a 10-minute break. Anyway, here come Arsenal now. With Aubameyang into Pepe. Pepe turning. Or rather Lacazette turning. Guendouzi. Aubameyang is there. Pepe's waiting as well. That's a foul. Free kick Arsenal. We're going to see another yellow card here this time for Sissoko. He's certainly the man penalised anyway. Great skills there. Well, he's looking for that a little bit, I have to say, Aubameyang. I think that's a little bit harsh on Sissoko, but nevertheless a free kick to Arsenal. Last minute has been elapsed, and we're just waiting on the fourth official, Andre Mono of Birmingham, and he's alerted us there'll be 2 added minutes at the end of the first half. So, Arsenal free kick. 20 yards or maybe more from the left of the penalty area, left of the D. Of course, Spurs don't want to be encroaching, incurring Martin Atkinson's warfare at this point. As the free kick comes in. Oh, good save! Hugo Lloris equal to that. Terrific free kick. But Arsenal are not getting back in defence, but they've won the ball back. Torreira playing that into the penalty area. We've almost had the 1 of the 2 minutes at the end of the first half. A frustrating first half for Arsenal. They've wasted several key opportunities, but have been punished through defensive frailties and mistakes. Here's Lacazette inside the area. Lacazette shoots, he scored! Alexander Lacazette! What a goal that could be for Arsenal! What a time to strike on the stroke of half time! He got the ball by the penalty spot, went past a couple of Spurs defenders towards the 6-yard area. He gambled, he got the ball. There was appeals for a free kick that wasn't given, and then the ball came in from the left hand side. He takes the ball there, past 2 defenders, and then just inside the 6-yard box, lashes it into the back of the net. And all of a sudden now it's game on here at the Emirates. It's Arsenal 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. This is some game. We might have missed the first goal through gremlins, but the 2 goals we've seen since have been extraordinary. Crucial goals. Or crucial goals, I should say. Nothing wrong with that one. And it's game on. 2 goals, 2 assists in 5 appearances against the old enemy. And all of a sudden this game is back on the melting pot. We've had the 2 minutes. Martin Atkinson may want to add another minute because of the celebrations that... no, he's not going to add any more time on. So it is 2-1 at half-time. Wow. Tottenham... well, Arsenal may have deserved that for their attacking endeavours, but they're only themselves to blame for the 2 goals that went past them. Ericsson, after 10 minutes, gives Spurs the lead. A goal that we regrettably missed, but we did explain to you how it happened. A shot was parried into his path on the edge of the 6-yard area, and then a penalty converted by Harry Kane into the left-hand corner after Ericsson, I think, was taken out. Son was taken out rather stupidly, I have to tell you, by Granit Xhaka inside the area. It was a really poor challenge. But then Arsenal got themselves back into it and have just scored right at the end of that first half, as you just heard. Lacazette handling into the area, past 2 Spurs defenders, got his shot off, beat Lloris to the left-hand side of the 6-yard box, got his left foot shot off, and he rifled it into the back of the net. And that's the situation here at half-time. So, great first half then. Terrific entertainment, great football, and 3 goals. Arsenal 1, Spurs 2 as the half-time score. Just to remind you before we take a 10-minute break of the upcoming footballing activities that we're going to be coming up on the YouTube channel in the next 2 weeks. We've got EFL Weekly coming up later next week, where it's an hour, because we are in time. We have vowed to dedicate a number of videos to the Football League and commentaries as well this season. So we'll be talking all things EFL later in the week, and then on Saturday evening at 4:40 we'll have live commentary from Wembley of England against Bulgaria as England look to go to the European qualifiers, look to qualify for the European Championships next summer. And in fact, and then on Tuesday we'll be bringing you more commentaries from Wembley as England again take the field, this time against one of the minnows of international football, Kosovo. A war-torn country has now got itself UEFA and FIFA status and now can play international football. With the first ever meeting between those 2 countries, that will be a week on Tuesday, and we'll be live on the air around about 7:30 with a 7:45 kickoff. And then to come later on tonight, yesterday's commentary between Burnley and Liverpool from Turf Moor as well. But here at the Emirates, here after a great first half here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, it's Arsenal 1, Tottenham 2. I'm going to take 10 minutes, get myself a half-time cup of tea, and rejoin us for the second half in around about 10 minutes time, because I think it's going to be some second half. I promise, hopefully there while you're in the second half. But at half time then at the Emirates, it's Arsenal 1, Spurs 2. We'll see you after a short 10-minute break. Well, welcome back to the Emirates Stadium. We've all had a bit of a comfort break after a terrific end to the first half, which saw 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. Spurs winning 2-1 at half time, and Arsenal prepared to get us underway, attacking the goal to our left, Arsenal attacking the clock end to our right. Arsenal in the red and white, and Spurs all in white, so both in traditional colours. Let me just run through the two teams in a moment as we just break off for a second here, as Guendouzi just plays the ball back, and Xhaka, who considered that ridiculous penalty 5 minutes from the break, gets the ball out to the far side. And well, the onus is still on Arsenal to try and get back into this game. I think that's a given, considering they put themselves in this mess. Kolasinac now plays a lovely ball in from the left hand side, but it's out of play. No, it's not. It's been kept in fact by Maitland-Niles. That's my sincere apologies. The ball laid in, and a chance there inside the area for Aubameyang, and it was well saved by Lloris. Maitland-Niles' cross. In fact, Lacazette got the header, and it was a terrific save by Hugo Lloris, the French goalkeeper. Did really well there and has kept the ball out. I'll come to Russ in a second or two, because he's just back in Yorkshire after a break away. Good to have you back on board, Russ, and nice to know that you've had a terrific time as well. He's had a weekend away with family and friends, as he hastens to tell us. Is at pains to tell us anyway. Nice to have you back, Russ. You've missed quite a game so far, but Mike, your mate Mike Arneman, one of our friends and colleagues, will not be pleased. He's a big Arsenal fan, but he'll be heartened by that goal right at the end of the first half for Alexander Lacazette. He's just missed a great opportunity there at the start of the second half where Lloris has made a mistake. Aubameyang was in, and what an opportunity! And Hugo Lloris there, what was he doing? I don't think he knew Mauricio Pochettino there must be a very relieved manager right now. Spurs are in danger of tossing this game absolutely away here, as Son comes forward as well. Let me remind you of the two teams very quickly. So it's Arsenal with Leno, Maitland-Niles, Socrates, David Luiz, Kolasinac, Torreira, Xhaka, Guendouzi, Pepe, who had a good first half incidentally, Lacazette and Aubameyang. On the bench, Mkhitaryan, Cabellos, Ozil, Chambers, Nelson, Martinez and Willock. Here comes Spurs, will just break off. We'll bring you their team in a second. The ball runs dead. It will be Tottenham corner. So I'll bring you their team in, just quickly. Lloris in goal, Alderweireld, Sanchez, Vertonghen, Rose, Sissoko, Winks, Lamela, Eriksson, Son and Kane on the bench for them. Lo Celso, Ari, Gazaniga, Urier, Mora, Skip and Davis. The referees from West Yorkshire, that's Martin Atkinson. The fourth officials, Andre Mariner, and the VAR ref is Paul Tierney. Spurs corner then, near side. Lamela to take it, left footed into the penalty area. Well taken there by Leno, that was better. Certainly at fault for the first Tottenham goal. Had no chance on the penalty. Granit Xhaka will have to take the blame on the second Spurs goal, but they're right back in this game, Arsenal. Next goal is going to be important now. And here come Arsenal. Lacazette towards the area. It's Pound Kolasinac. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. It's a good cross. It's a deep cross. And Arsenal just didn't really have the numbers inside the penalty box to try and make something positive of that. Otherwise, it might have been 2-2. Kane has fouled his man there, surely. Yes, he has. Referee Atkinson, Johnny on the spot. He fouled Socrates, and Socrates wants to get on with it, but Son did not go back the full 10 yards. Nevertheless, he's played it to the left-hand side and found David Luiz. Then with the ball over the top. The flag has stayed down. Maitland-Niles might get onto this. And Pepe too, but he can't, and it's a goal kick. So it's certainly not disappointing the start to the second half. It's been free-flowing, good attacking football. Apologies if we missed the first goal live, but we did explain what happened a little bit later, earlier on in the 4 or 5 minutes later, how the goal came about. But the other two we've covered live as well. So 2-1 it is to Tottenham, but it's a very precarious lead. Just to remind you, man of the match award, JB MLTM is up for operation. After 65 minutes of the game, you'll be able to vote for your man of the match award, and the our supplementary award, which you all remember from last year, is back again for our Premier League games, and it will be in operation for England next week as well. Don't forget, I'll just remind you how that works in a second. Here's Xhaka now for Arsenal, but he just plays that out towards Socrates, who gets the ball forward to Maitland-Niles. And Arsenal just not going anywhere for a second or two, so I'll be able to tell you all about this man of the match then. 65 minutes we start the voting at, and just to remind you, if you're new to the channel and you have not seen or heard our coverage before, we have a man of the match vote supplementary award to see what you guys think who would be the best player on the day. So to vote, all you got to do is put a message in the live message to your right hand side of the screen and tag the name, put the name of the player in and hashtag it with JBMLTM, please. I'll explain more later. Here's Lamela to the edge of the area, and Son now shoots. Son shoots and just wide of the left hand post. In fact, Leno got a touch. It's a corner. Leno must have saved it. Lamela cutting in from the right hand side, played it to just inside the edge of the area, and yes, Leno did save it. I'm not sure if it was heading inside that left hand post, but Leno couldn't take that chance, and the ball is tipped away. Panini's begging Emery to bring on Joe Willock. He's not an Arsenal fan, he's a Gillingham fan, but he's obviously cheering on Arsenal. Here's the Spurs corner in front of that bank of Spurs supporters behind the goal. Shot comes in from the edge of the area after the initial corner was cleared. Now here's Pepe now for Arsenal. Nicolas Pepe, who shows a clean pair of heels, that's a sure. Finds Konashniak, and a good challenge again. This time Sissoko getting back there and getting the ball back safely to Hugo Lloris. Now for Tongan, hits it long towards halfway, and it's Xhaka who cuts that out for Arsenal. Ball over to the far side, and it's Pepe now running inside. Pepe, good control there by Pepe, showing some great skills to the byline, and he's looking for a penalty, I think. Pepe, I'm not certain if he's going to get it. That might be a VAR job, this. I'm just seeing in there, it shows Danny Rose a clean pair of heels, and I think, well, does Rose push him? Arsenal are adamant that should have been a penalty. The referee and VAR are adamant it wasn't. I'd like to get Panini's viewpoint on that. Was it a penalty or wasn't it, Panini? Panini's our VAR man for all our big live games this season. Russell filling if he's not there. Here's Pepe now to Aubameyang. Aubameyang now to the edge of the area, and he tries to thread that ball through. It might break to Guendouzi, but back came Davinson Sanchez. Panini saying no penalty. He's checked it with VAR and he said no penalty. Panini spot on as ever. 53 minutes gone, and it's Arsenal in possession with Xhaka, Konashniak, played in now to Aubameyang. Arsenal really building up ahead of steam now as they look to try and break down this Tottenham defence to the second time. They trailed by 2-1. 53.5 minutes have been played. 8.5 if you just include the second half time. Live here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. Live commentary. Our first live match on the YouTube channel since the playoff final between Aston Villa and Derby back in May. The rest of the commentaries since our enforced ban for no apparent reason have all been on Twitch and then obviously uploaded to YouTube, but this is our first proper YouTube commentary of the season. We did miss a goal regrettably, but we did explain via a replay how it came about, and then we've managed to see two more as Son comes forward again and Kane through the middle. So too was Lamela as well, but it was well cut out there by the Arsenal defence. Pepe takes possession again. He's had a marvellous game. I've been very impressed with the work rate and industry and skill of Nicolas Pepe. I think he's a terrific talent, and Arsenal should be very thankful to have him, in my opinion. As Arsenal look to build patiently again, and here's Xhaka midway inside his own half. It's a long ball towards the near side, and it's Aubameyang who kills it and then plays the ball back to Kolasinac. Now David Luiz plays it in there to Lacazette, 15 yards inside the Tottenham Hotspur half of the field. Pepe again runs at his man on the left hand side. He's had a terrific match, Nicholas Pepe. So too in spells as Maitland-Niles when he's managed to get on the ball as well. But at the moment it's Tottenham winning by 2-1. Arsenal really getting Spurs up against the wall here, so to speak. Ball into the penalty area from the right hand side. Guendouzi shoots, right footed save by Lloris. Tipped away for a corner. Guendouzi with a snapshot on the edge of the penalty area. Torreira slayed it in, and Lloris, sharp as you like reactions from the French international with the save. Corner comes in from the far side. Oh, into the next yard area, and how has that not gone in? Kolasinac was in there, and so too I think was Lacazette. Should be 2-2 in this match. Terrific corner there to flick on. In fact, it was Lacazette's flick, and Kolasinac, if he just left it for Aubameyang, that was 2-2. It should have been 2-2. Lloris was nowhere. And Aubameyang saying, you should have left it. But that's the save. I've just seen the save again from Lloris from a camera that's stationed inside the goal. Meanwhile, Lacazette with a shot just goes wide of the right hand upright. Right hand upright. I've lost my breath there for a second. It's been a frantic just 10 minutes, first 11 and a half minutes of the second half. And I tell you what, if that had gone in, it would have been goal of the season. And the change in atmosphere now is unbelievably brilliant. At 2-0 down, you could feel toxic. You can feel the toxic atmosphere. Now, it's positivity. Arsenal well on top. If they can just take one chance, they're right back in this game. Absolutely anonymous says, as a yellow card comes out, we'll just check who that yellow card is first. It's Christian Eriksen, the goal scorer of the first, has been booked incidentally. Absolutely anonymous says, Arsenal really pushing for this goal. This Pepe looks a quality player, so fast and direct. I would agree with that as well. 2-1 to Tottenham. Arsenal on top though. And they have the ball with Pepe, the aforementioned Pepe, back inside. Here's Xhaka now, midway in the centre of the park. Plays it out towards the left-hand side. Kolasinac with a cushioned header into the back for Guendouzi, who 40 made it 2-2 a second ago. Plays it back to his sort of twin lookalike David Luiz, and he plays a lovely ball. If Kolasinac can reach it, he can. It's a good ball. Kolasinac cross. Chance inside the area. I think the whistle's gone anyway. Prague had gone up against Kolasinac for an offside decision. And the goal would not have happened in any case. As we see Dele Alli down below me preparing to come on now as this second half moves into the 58th minute. And it's Arsenal 1, Tottenham 2. But how on earth it's not 2-2 is a mystery, to be quite honest with you. What a second half this has been. We've had 13 minutes of sheer Arsenal attack, and yet they've had about 4, maybe 5 chances in that time, and still Tottenham are hanging in there. Meanwhile, Son wins a throw at the other end on the right hand channel, level with the Arsenal penalty area. And this is Lamella. We're going to see Dele Alli on in a second. In towards Kane. Kane back again. Kane with a shot! And the goalkeeper, I don't think, held it. And in the end, Lloris knocks it out for a corner of the Spurs. That would have been well against the run of the play, that's for sure. Arsenal, who should have been level, in fact, it hit the post. I thought Leno had saved that. In fact, Harry Kane hits the far post, and it comes out. I can't really tell, folks, because of the sunlight. So don't annoy me with complaints, because it's very difficult to see with that low sun beaming down on the pitch. Couldn't really tell, because that part of the pitch was not in the shade. I think if it had gone to 3-1, Russ, I think it would be an unfair score, because you've got to say, in the first 15 minutes of the second half, Arsenal have done all of the attacking, and Spurs have caught them on the break. Arsenal have done most of the attacking, there's no doubt about that, but Spurs have caught them on the break a couple of times, and of course they got the penalty for a stupid tackle by Xhaka. Here's Ericsson now inside on the edge of the area to the right as he shot, but it was a tame shot, and Leno now gets the ball, runs about 10 yards and bowls it. He hopes to find an Arsenal man, indeed he does, but Socrates runs right into Danny Rose there. I'm not sure if Dele Alli's come on yet. He has come on now. I don't know who he's replaced, by the way. If Russ can fill me in, I don't know who's he's replaced, by the way. I haven't had any confirmation over my on my monitor, but Dele Alli's come on. I don't know who's replaced, so Russ, you'll have to try and fill me in if you can, please. As Guendouzi now finds Aubameyang. Aubameyang squats back, and again Arsenal looking so threatening, but they need to get more numbers into the penalty area. There are only 2 red shirts in the side that Tottenham penalty area, and they need to get more in. The game is still there for them to snatch something from. Pepe, who's had a terrific game. Ball in there, surely a penalty. It looks as if Aubameyang was being held. Martin Atkinson says no. From the naked eye, it looked to Aubameyang as if he'd been fouled. Meanwhile, at the other end, it's Spurs on the attack here. It's Son inside the area. Son attacks. Son tries to get it onto his own foot. Runs out of options. Arsenal had enough numbers back and get a free kick on the edge of their own penalty box. Well, it looks as if there wasn't enough in it for Martin Atkinson and his thoughts to give the penalty. This is where VAR should be coming into its own here for me. I think there should be a rule where VAR and the technology should overrule the referee and get fairer decisions. That's what it was brought in for, or the purpose of it. Here's Aubameyang, cuts it inside and hits a wayward shot, but I think he got a deflection and it will be a corner. Let's have a look at that again. Well, from the first angle, I can't really tell. Let's have a look. And, well, it looks a clear push to me. I think that's a push. I think Davinson Sanchez has pushed him. I think that's a penalty. I'd like to know what you guys think about that in the comments section. 61 minutes gone, 62 minutes gone, with 3 minutes away from the man of the match vote being held as well. Remember, 7 corners to 5 in Arsenal's favour. Everton won against 10-man Wolves at Goodison Park 3-2 earlier. As the ball comes into the area, there's a Spurs player gone down there, not spotted by Mr. Atkinson. He's actually got back up on his seat again. David Luiz is now playing the ball in. He's forward as well, but the corner in the end came to nothing. And here come Tottenham now breaking away with Ericsson, and that's a foul on Ericsson, a yellow card. Quite rightly so for Alex Lacazette. So he now goes into the book. I'm still awaiting confirmation of that substitution. I'm going to check myself, actually. We'll check on. I've got the BBC Sport app with me, so I can check. That as well. So yeah, so 2-1. I thought it was a penalty. I've got to be honest. It did look a penalty. Torreira's making his way off, incidentally, for Arsenal, and number 8, Cabellos, will come on. So there we go. It's Eric Lamela that Dele Alli replaced a few moments ago. So Dele Alli was replacing Eric Lamela. Danny Cabellos, 2 assists, both against Burnley, incidentally, a couple of weeks ago. Was the television man of the match winner in that match here against Burnley, my plucky Burnley side. But I think Arsenal just about on the day deserved to win that game. I say that through gritted teeth, but it was. But we have to be fair. Leno now on the edge of the area finds Socrates and gets the ball forward. Remember, this is not the end of the football commentary action today. We've got delayed commentary from yesterday's tea time kickoff at Turf Moor between Burnley and Liverpool. So that's to come a little bit later on. So we've had a couple of new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who's subscribing to the channel. We're looking to get to 600 subscribers, maybe more by the time of the new year as well. So it's always good to have you all on board with us. Here's number 8 now, Cabellos. Cabellos plays the ball into the area. Here's Lacazette trying to get it through to Aubameyang, or Pepe rather, but Spurs get it clear. Maitland-Niles picks up the loose ball deep inside Arsenal territory. Tottenham territory, I should say. Shot comes in. A good one. Oh, what a save again. Cabellos. Danny Cabellos with the right footed shot, and he must have been all of 30 yards central? As he struck it, he swerves. It was going under the crossbar. And it was a terrific save. Oh, Hugo Lloris showing why he's world class there with a tremendous save. And that was a really good piece of goalkeeping. Right, the man of the match vote is about to be open. Just to remind you, we are now into the 65th minute. Voting is open for man of the match. Naming your player, hashtag it with JBMLTM, please, for the vote to count. And whoever has the most votes around about 90 minutes, after 90 minutes of normal time, will get the supplementary award. Arsenal corner into the penalty area, well taken by Hugo Lloris, who, on this evidence, might be a shoo-in for our man in a match award. Socrates was thought he was being held there. There might have been a case there, but I think he's the sort of player that can milk it a little bit, Socrates, I should say. I'm calling him Socrates. He's not a Brazilian. He's not a Brazilian. He's a Greek. Just to mop up any doubts about that. Anyway, here's Sanchez. Just doddling about a bit. Oh, Konashniak as well, barging there, but the referee allows it to go on. Konashniak's throw was a poor one, really. Got a throw in a very good situation there, Arsenal, and Konashniak just wasted it a wee bit. Spurs were very quick on there to react. Now they have the ball down the right-hand side, and it's Son now running at David Luiz into the penalty area. Son goes. He's very tricky to try and tackle when he's got good close control, the South Korean. But Arsenal win it back, though, to their credit. They're really giving it a good go in this second half, which can only be bode well. I think the performance from Arsenal has been much better in comparison to the performance against Liverpool last week. So it's 2-1. Lacazette is going to come off for Arsenal, incidentally. So we're going to see a second substitution. And number 7, Mkhitaryan, the former Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund player, will come on now for the final, 24 minutes that remain. Remember, man of the match voting is now open. Name your player that you want to see win our reward, and hashtag it with the hashtag JBMLTM, please. You've got until the 90th minute now to get your votes in. JB Clark Live. And of course we are on Facebook. My Twitter address incidentally is at Stutzy83. If you want to ask any football related questions or commentating questions, you can ask on my Twitter account. I've got a Facebook page, a companion Facebook page. As David Luiz comes charging forward, gets a right footed shot off, deflects. Arsenal still in possession though, deep inside Spurs territory. Konashniak, can he work across into the penalty area? He can. It's a good header. But the header is just wide. In fact, I think it might have cannoned off a defender, was it? No, I think it's a goal kick. In fact, Aubameyang's header, but never troubling the scorers. But Unai Emery must be pleased with the way that his team have performed at this moment in time. 68 minutes gone, 22 minutes left to play. Arsenal 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2, but it should be 2-2. Also had enough chances to score 4, maybe 5 goals in this game. That's how good they've been, but their defensive frailties have shown once again, not for the first time at the Emirates. Lacazette's goal has brought Arsenal back into the game. But it's still anyone's match. Next week, of course, we'll be following the fortunes of the England team as they go with audio commentaries of their next 2 qualifying matches. This Saturday coming at 5 o'clock. At 4:45 we'll be on the air for a 5 o'clock kickoff at Wembley. They play Bulgaria in a qualifier, and then on Tuesday week they play Kosovo in the first ever international between the two sides. And England will be heavy favourites to win both those games, but you'll be able to follow that, and of course we'll follow England as they build up, or once they've qualified and built up towards the European Championships. You'll hear every kick of England's matches this season on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and of course we'll have the Euros as well, with myself, Chris Whiteman, Russ Burnham and Mike Harniman providing your 4-bomb commentary team for that tournament as well as this domestic season. Here's Xhaka playing the ball out to the far side, and here's Nicolas Pepe. I've really been impressed by this man, who's been really a real marvel really for Arsenal. He's breathed new life into their attack this season so far. He came on against Burnley and he really gave Burnley and James Tarkowski a lot to think about in that match. I was very impressed with him. Here's Cabellas. He was another one that's really shone in that match here 2 weeks ago. And here's the little chip in there. Oh, a chance, a goal! A goal by Aubameyang has been given! It's 2-2! Guendouzi's ball into the penalty area! And Aubameyang stoops to conquer, stabs it in from 6 yards. The flag stayed down. It will be checked for VAR, but I'm certain it's a fair goal. It's Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Guendouzi with the ball in, and as I rightly suspected, Aubameyang was onside. He got in between 2 static Spurs defenders, stabbed it past Hugo Lloris, and Spurs have been pegged back, and Arsenal deserve to be level at the very least, if not winning. It's Arsenal 2, Spurs 2, and Arsenal deserve that. This is a great comeback. From 2 goals down, it's 2-2. And there's still 19 minutes of this drama still to come. Stay tuned, folks. This is going to be some grandstand finish now in the derby. Spurs were 2 up after 40 minutes. Now it's 2-2 with just over 18 and a half minutes remaining. Third goal in the season for Aubameyang. Scored one against Burnley, of course. And scored on the opening day of the season against Newcastle. Guendouzi's furious because he's been penalised for a foul on Danny Rose. Martin Atkinson angry and making that point to him. It was a foul. I'll tell you what, after 40 minutes you could have heard a pin drop in this stadium. Now it is as noisy as you can. It's like you can barely hear yourself think. Mauricio Pochettino must think, what's gone wrong? But Spurs have really contributed to their own downfall. They've been asking for trouble ever since they went 2 up by making silly mistakes, and if it wasn't for their goalkeeper making good saves in the early part of the second half, they might have been losing by now. This is really... We're seeing a comeback and a half, maybe one of the comebacks of the season if Arsenal was to score a third. Thank goodness we stayed with it. Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2, live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. The first live match back with the YouTube channel. And what a game it's proving to be. This is Sanchez now for Arsenal. It's 2-2. Remember, the JB man of the match is in full operation now. Maybe Aubameyang might be your man to win man of the match. Name a player, please, and then hashtag it with the hashtag JBMOTM, please. Panini, our VAR man, says, what a comeback. He never saw that one coming. Meanwhile, Harry Winks has been penalised. A free kick to Arsenal. Halfway inside the Tottenham half. A yellow card to the young Englishman. Now then, we've got about 16 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Spurs are on the brink here of collapse. If Arsenal were to score again, this will be one of the greatest comebacks of all time in North London derbies. They look down and out at 2-0 down as Xhaka tries a shot. A good save! He must have hit it from all of 35 yards with his left foot, and Lloris, dabbing away to his right, pulled off a magnificent save. Now that would have been goal of the season if that had gone in. The corner's been taken quickly. And here's Cabellas. Cabellas on the left-hand side, back in field. They're not going to try another shot, are they? Pepe now on the far side. Digs a cross in there. Arsenal fans are feeling for handball. It wasn't. If truth be told. Mkhitaryan now. Kanashniak, low cross. Mkhitaryan again. Inside the area, cleared away by Spurs, and Spurs are struggling to get the ball away. Kane with a poor ball. Straight to Guendouzi. Guendouzi now runs something like 12, 10, 15 yards with the ball. Hits a Tottenham player, but it's out for a throw into Arsenal. What a finish this is going to be. 54% possession compared to 46 for Tottenham. But I've got to tell you, with all due respect, I think Arsenal have more than dominated with it, and I think they've had more possession than 54% because they've non-stopped. They've absolutely attacked Spurs non-stop throughout the entire second half thus far. That's how it's felt like to me. If the truth be told. This has been some second half. It's been enjoyable. There's no doubt about that. Earlier today we saw another classic. Oh, there was another classic at Goodison Park where Everton snuck a victory by 3-2 against all the odds against Wolves. May have been tired from all those Europa League exploits in midweek, but this really has been one of the games of the season. That was probably one of the great finishes of the season. We might be in for a great finish now. We've just lost the stream for a second or two. Hopefully we'll get the stream back, and hopefully no further goals have been scored. So I'm going to check away on the BBC app whilst we're off the air, and we'll try and describe to you what's going on. It's 2-2, I can tell you now, and we'll get live updates with that as the moment goes on. There's surely got to be a few more goals in this game. That I've got no doubts. We've just lost. Once again, we're just suffering from the technical gremlins once again. We will get the game back on, one hopes. But what a game it has been. We cannot emphasise this enough. It's just been one of those games where it's just ebbed and flowed, and it's just been a remarkable game. We're just having one or two technical issues at the moment, so we will try and get those technical issues sorted out. We are back live. 75 minutes gone, and it's Arsenal now doing all the attacking here at the moment as they look to try and win this match. And my goodness me, they've played really well to getting with a shout of winning this. From 2-0 down, they've really done magnificently well. And we've just seen a shot that just flashed wide from Pepe, so Arsenal are having more chances. Pepe just flashed to one wide. Spurs now in real trouble here as they prepare to bring on number 18 here. Lo Celso. Spurs on the back foot. 13 minutes to play. We're back live with you now. It's been a bit stop-start, but what a game it has been. Sue's on. Sue saying she was made up when Everton won. Wolves did play well. We'll replay that. We'll play commentary action from that at the end of this match, because it's worth listening to. And oh, that's a foul! Surely that has to be a booking. Surely that has to be a booking. It's Davinson Sanchez. Cabellos was taken out, in my opinion. Sanchez has picked up his first yellow card of the season, and off comes Son to be replaced by Lo Celso. Giovanni Lo Celso is an Argentinian player, Argentinian international, I think, if my memory serves me right. 12 minutes to play. Arsenal from the dead. 2-2. They look dead and buried after 40 minutes of this one. And here's a free kick. And Cabellas gets it short. Canaccio round the back. Boy, he's going to take it! It's a goal for Arsenal! They've done it! Oh, have they? The flag is up for offside! The flag is up for offside! Lee Betts has put his flag up on the far side. Now, this is going to be interesting. Does this go to VAR? Does this go to VAR? It does indeed. Oh, Canaccio might just be offside by a mere head. And if that's the case, then the goal, I'm afraid, will be chalked off. But it looked as if Arsenal had gone 3-2 up at that point. They are checking VAR, and I think it might be a goal. Well, Panini reckons it's a goal. What does Martin Ackers in the VAR think? We're looking up at the big screen. No goal! Well, no goal it is. Panini thought it was a goal, but the man that matted down at Stockley Park in London, Paul Tierney, didn't agree. Although Russ Burden will agrees with it. Well, look at that. One action area, 60% of the game in the Tottenham half, 39% in the centre of the park, and only 1% in the Arsenal half. Tells you how dominant Arsenal really have been in this second half. Although Spurs are in the Arsenal half and have got a free kick outside the area on the left-hand side. Foul on Sissoko. Free kick then. Oh. Well, it's absolute chaos here. A second half which has had everything in it. It's been absolute bedlam. So, free kick. And wouldn't this be ironic if Tottenham were to nick it from here? It would be so cruel on Arsenal here because they've worked so hard in this game. They've been the better team, in my opinion, throughout the match. As the ball is threaded into the penalty area. From what I've seen, Pepe, yeah, I would agree with that, Ross. I think he's had a marvellous game. I think Pepe would have been one of my choices, to be quite honest with you. I think Pepe has played absolutely superb. I think on the left-hand side he's looked absolutely, on his day, I think he's one of the most unplayable players in the Premier League. I think that's how good he really is, and I'm not trying to big him up, but in my humble opinion he is a terrific talent, and if he was to I think if he picks up man of the match, I think it would be some justice. We're into the 83rd minute now of this match, and what a game it has. Yes, it was offside as it turned out. As we now go into the closing stages of this match, and what a game it has turned out to be. Dele Alli now trying to marshal the troops. As Arsenal look to go in for the kill, they've been the better team bar none. But at the moment it's Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2. Earlier today Everton won a 5-goal thriller 3-2. But this one has been far from dull itself in its own way. It's been an amazing game. 2 apiece, and there's still another 6 minutes left to play, plus stoppage time, which will add to the tension of this even more so. 6.5 minutes to go. Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Arsenal just won a free kick inside their own half, midway inside their own half of the field. So 2-2. What a finish we're in for now, folks. Stay tuned. This is going to be some finish. And here come Arsenal again inside the area. And it was Mkhitaryan making the run. He cut inside, and there was a real opportunity there. Pepe has it on the far side. Pepe shoots! Oh, it's just wide. Pepe to the right of the penalty area, got his shot in. 6 minutes to play, still 2-2. But Nicolas Pepe cut inside for a moment. Initially, I thought Mkhitaryan was going to score. Then Spurs wasted possession. The ball came out. Pepe took it on the control, and his shot went wide of the right hand near upright and behind for a goal kick. And here comes Spurs now with Winks trying to fashion something now on the far side. Surely there must be a goal in this now for one of these two sides. The next goal is going to be crucial because it could be the winning goal. And Socrates has got away with it. He's come away with the ball. Winks chuckling back. It's going to be an Arsenal throw in, is it? Oh, and Socrates and Winks. Winks already been booked. And if he gets in any more trouble, he could be sent off. And there's a free for all over on the far side. Oh my goodness. Temper's just starting to boil over a bit on that far side there. 5 minutes to play. This second half has been unbelievably brilliant. And now it's kicked off big style. Harry Winks involved. Remember, he's already been booked. Will he be yellow carded for his part in the shenanigans and the free for all over there? Atkinson's asking for names here. He's calling people over. And if he calls Winks over, he could be in some trouble. It's a Tottenham throw anyway, regardless. Winks is been called over. So too has Socrates. Now, Winks, remember, has already been booked and he could well be off. Socrates is going to be yellow carded for his part. I think Winks is walking away. He was just as bad as well. And it looks as if the Arsenal player is going to be booked. The Greek international. It looks as if he's going to be booked. Yellow card for the Arsenal player, but I think Harry Winks' part, I think should have got him a booking as well, or a second booking. In theory, he could be off, but we've had plenty of yellow cards as well as the goal-mouth action. Less than 4 minutes to go. Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. This game has really caught fire today. Two magnificent games. We'll bring you commentary action, brief commentary highlights on the game at Goodison Park after this game is finished. The score stands at 2-2 at the moment. Less than 4 minutes to go. At the moment, Pepe is going to be our man in the match. Remember, hashtag JBMLTM, name of your player, please. You've got 3 minutes before the voting closes and I announce the winner. If Pepe stays as he is, then he wins the vote. Here he is now on the ball, the aforementioned Nicolas Pepe. Good ball in! Oh, just too high for Aubameyang inside the 6-yard area. Just needed to be a bit more lower there from Pepe. Could cross in for the left, but just too high. And Aubameyang there, if he'd have connected, that was a 3-header for absolutely certain. 2-2. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to play. There's going to be another couple of chances in it for possibly Arsenal. Spurs could still steal it themselves on the breakaway if they choose to. They might just decide to shut up shot and go for a point, but Eriksen's not thinking about that. He's going forward now towards the edge of the area. Kane gets across in the England captain. It comes off a defender. It's a corner kick to Spurs. Can they pinch it right at the death? Ali was waiting inside the penalty area. Well, we're so cruel at Arsenal now to let this slip. They've fought back from 2-0 down to get into this position. They've wasted glorious chances, and it wouldn't be to just be typical with Spurs. Want to nick it now at the last. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 2 inside the last couple of minutes of normal time. Still Pepe winning the Man of the Match award. Here comes the corner from the near side. Into the area it goes, and it's flicked away by Arsenal. Did really well there. Good disciplined defending. Defensive penalties got them near in the first half. A cheap goal, a cheap tap in for Eriksen in the 10th minute. And then a silly challenge by Xhaka, which led to Harry Kane slotting away a penalty to make it 2-0 after 40. But Lacazette right on the stroke of half time got Arsenal back in it. And now Aubameyang's equaliser has made it 2-2. There's a minute to play of normal time. And it looks as if, unless there's a real swing in the votes, Nicolas Pepe is going to pick up our supplementary Man of the Match award. Be interested to see who picks up the television award, actually. The actual official award as the ball comes in very dangerously into that corridor of uncertainty from the left-hand side. But Leno was quickly, and his eye on the ball all the way and saw it all the way. And Gabby, no problem, took his time as he threw it out. And here's Guendouzi now. Back inside, Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2 is the score at the Emirates Stadium. in a very, very entertaining and dramatic North London derby. There's still 20 seconds left of normal time, and here comes Spurs now looking to break away. It's 3 against 3 here, and the ball inside the penalty area, and that's a poor ball, overhit badly. Sissoko, I think it might have been Lo Celso who hit the ball there. It was a poor ball anyway, regardless, and also have the possession. We're now into stoppage time. We've got 5 minutes. I'll just remind you of man in the match in a second, because Arsenal have got an opportunity here to snatch it at the very last. They try to get a shot off, but it's well blocked away. I can now announce that the man in the match vote is now closed, and Nicolas Pepe has got that award. We're into the first of the 5 minutes. We've had 30 seconds, and that's is it a foul there? No, says the referee. Ali must have simulated. No booking for Ali. I think the referee's just allowing it to go on. Might book Ali after the ball goes dead. I thought diving was supposed to be a bookable offence now in this day and age. Anyway, Guendouzi now down the left-hand side for Arsenal. Still time left. We've had 1 of the 5 minutes. Guendouzi back inside again. Konashek is an outlet on the near side if they decide to go that way, but Cabellas ran out of options and ran out of ideas there. And Kane has been brought down by Xhaka, free kick. And now he picks up a yellow card too. For a moment I thought he was going to go to another pocket and show out a red card, but he's not been booked before, Granit Xhaka. And that can take a welcome sip of coffee at this point. Coffee that's gone cold, because I haven't had a chance to drink it with all these all the action that's going on here. Remember, we'll bring you commentary action from Spurs, from Goodison Park after this match. And later we've got Liverpool against Burnley from last night to bring you delayed commentary. Then England next weekend, and a week on Tuesday as they take on Bulgaria and Kosovo in 2 European Championship qualifiers. We've had 2 of the 5 minutes now. We're into the last 3 minutes of stoppage time. I should also stress it's a minimum of. As the ball gets laid in once again. Great result for Everton today. Great result for Arsenal, even if they got a point from this. They might end up with nothing, as that ball came into the left. From the left-hand side, though, Spurs on the attack now. Also on the break. It's 3 against Bordeaux in Spurs' favour, but it's a real opportunity for Pepe. But his through ball was well cut out. It wasn't a particularly good ball, I have to say, from Nicolas Pepe. Probably the only thing he's done wrong there, really, in hindsight, when you look at it again. And here comes Spurs now with Harry Kane towards the area. Harry Kane now left of the area, goes down. Referee thinks about it, gives a free kick to Arsenal. Kane is furious because he thinks it should be a penalty, but the referee is giving it the other way. Is this going to go to VAR? Socrates with the challenge. Well, I'd like to get Panini's view of that one. Was that a penalty? Did Socrates... Well, he pushed him there. I've got to be honest. I think that's a penalty to Tottenham. They should have a second penalty for me. I mean, look at that. That's the clearest push you'll ever see. Now, VAR was brought in to end such debates, and at the moment it's causing them. That, to me, was I think Socrates had hands on him, and that was no dissimilar to the penalty that was given against Burnley last season at Manchester United when Lingard did exactly the same when Jeff Henrik pushed him. And here come Arsenal now looking for this winning goal. They have deserved it on the balance of play. So Harry Kane's been booked, I think, for diving. We've got a minute of the 5 to go. What a game this is going to be. I think what she's trying to say, Russ, is that I think they feel sorry that I think they should be winning this game. I think that's what Sue was getting at, really. I don't think a point... I think Arsenal deserve more than a point today, but second half endeavours, and the way they've gone about attacking Spurs has been absolutely amazing. But here comes Kane on the breakaway. over on the far side, and Ericsson is making a great run through the centre, but Kane hasn't spotted him until late, and it's a chance here for Spurs, and the shot goes over. And that would have been a real travesty there for Arsenal. Kane making the breakout on the left-hand side. There was another player coming in there, and the shot goes over. We've had the 5 minutes. Guendouzi now for Arsenal. All eyes on referee Atkinson. We're now over the 5 minutes. We're into time added on at the end of time added on, and that's going to find Mkhitaryan, is it? No. Sanchez is there. It's still a throw to Arsenal. There's still time left. I think the throw-in is going to be allowed to be taken. Kanasiak will take that throw-in. We might have one more chance. We've played 20 seconds, remember, over the 5 minutes. It's Arsenal 2, Spurs 2, and that, in fact, there's no more time for it to be taken. Arsenal have been denied. And they will feel that it's 2 points through despite coming back from a 2-goal deficit thanks to goals in the first half for Tottenham from, firstly, Ericsson after 10 minutes, a goal that we didn't bring you live, but we did talk you through it later, and then a penalty which was stupidly given away, I have to say, by Granit Xhaka when he took out Son in the area, and Harry Kane put it in the left-hand side. Then Lacazette came back with a close-range effort to bring it back to 2-1. And then a goal from Aubameyang 20 minutes from the end. They had another goal that was frustratingly chalked off. Harry Kane is having harsh words to the referee. He felt that Spurs could have got a penalty at the end. What a finish. And what a way to bring live commentaries back to the YouTube channel after 3 months out. It's been enjoyable anyway. Despite the technical problems. More football to come later tonight. We've got full 90-minute commentary of Burnley's game yesterday against Liverpool. And then on Saturday we've got live commentary coverage of England against Bulgaria for Wembley. We're on the air at about 4:45 on Saturday evening. Kick-off at Wembley will be 5 o'clock, so we'll be with you well in time for the teams coming out on the national anthems. And then on Tuesday week we've got England against Kosovo again from Wembley. This time a 7:45 kick-off and a 7:30 start for us here on the JB Clark YouTube channel. But the goal action is not over yet, because in a few moments to time we're going to go to Goodison Park for the early game, where we're going to get sound commentary clip highlights from today's early kick-off between Everton and Wolves. In fact, we're going to go there just a second or two now, because we're finished with the game now at the Emirates. And before we leave you, let's bring you up to speed with that early match at Goodison Park. Because this was a real crackerjack of a game, I've got to tell you. A really good game. Let's hear that game back now, because it was 2-2. It was 3. I do apologise there. The adverts have just come up, and but what a game it turned out to be at Goodison Park. Everton and Wolves played out a 3-2 thriller in a game really that absolutely was thrilling to watch as a neutral. I think a neutral would have been delighted with that. And today's game, if you're a neutral football fan, you'd be certainly on the edge of your seats with this one. And we're going to bring you goal action now from Everton Wolves in the company of your commentator, Bill Leslie.
Jimenez. Fired across the face of goal. Been able to save that to deny Catroni a goal on his Premier League debut.
Very similar to the first Wolves goal, it flashes across. Level in the main have dealt really well with these long throws. Michael Keane, Mina, there'll be a few more to defend before the end.
Only got the first touch this time, and the second one from Raul Jimenez. Putting his head in where it hurts.
He's very brave. The goalkeeper's coming out. There's a flying boot. He puts his head in there.
Bernard. Back to Dean. He's got his cross in. Richarlison! Two for Richarlison, three for Everton. That it says about Everton now. Richarlison, who might be eyeing up the match ball. And he would have got it back for an excellent save by Rui Patricio. Bernard.
And now 3-2 it finished, and Willy Boly there just being sent off right in the dying embers of the game. But 2 goals for Richarlison, could have had a hat-trick, a real entertaining affair there at Goodison Park. As it was here at the Emirates Stadium, 2-2 it finished, and later in the Liverpool broadcast will be on the air around about 7 o'clock for that game. About 7:30 for the Liverpool rerun. We will be also exploring the other games as well from the weekend as well, from Saturday and a roundup. Anyway, let me point you in the direction, if I haven't already. I'm sure I have, but in case you've forgotten, let me point you in the direction of what's been happening, or what's going to be happening in the next sort of week and a half here on this YouTube channel. Of course, there's a Burnley Liverpool rerun coming up in a little while, in about just over an hour's time. Also next week, Thursday or Friday, we'll have a live EFL weekly. We'll touch on the debates of the Football League. Hopefully we'll have something other than Bury to talk about. Sad really what's happened to Bury. We've dedicated the first two to Bury, but we'll have a half-hour EFL weekly. So obviously looking back and looking forward to what's going to be coming up in the Football League at that moment in time. So we're going to dedicate more programming and a few more commentaries to the Football League this season, and this is part of our pledge to do so. So join us either Thursday or Friday evening for that one. Also, we'll have commentary from England next week as well. England are going to be the centre of attention. Next week we're going to be playing Bulgaria in the 1994 World Cup finalists, or semi-finalists I should say, when they were beaten 2-1 of course by Italy, but have gone a little bit awry as a country ever since in the international football circles. Our programme will start, our stream will start here at 4:45 on Saturday evening with a 5 o'clock kickoff. Must remember that, folks. 5 o'clock kickoff we start at Wembley Stadium on Saturday evening, or Saturday tea time really, and we'll be on the air at 4:45 in late afternoon, so at tea time. So a real opportunity there for you to listen to England as we follow England all the way hopefully to the European Championships, of course, which will be live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel next summer in fact. Also, we have another England match coming up as well on Tuesday, as Kosovo are in town for their first ever international matchup against England, the first ever international game between England and Kosovo. So a bit of England history going to be made live on the YouTube channel, as Kosovo, a war-torn country for so many years, but have got themselves an international team an international team as well, and hopefully they'll make some small strides. But you back England strongly at Wembley with those victories, and of course, if and when they do qualify for the Euros, we'll be following England all the way with warm-up friendly games, commentaries and stuff like that, and following them all the way. And of course, all the home nations, of course, who qualify will be focusing on them, whether it's England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales. Although Scotland and Wales may well be tough for them at the moment. Republic of Ireland will be all looking at them as well with great interest as well. So obviously stay with us. But any home nations involved in any of the playoff rounds involving home nations will also have covers here on the YouTube channel as well, both legs as well. And that's a long way in the future. But that's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, and then Premier League returns in 2 weeks' time. The EFL Cup, of course, will be starting our coverage from the third round onwards. So we're looking forward to covering that competition. Hopefully we'll get the final again this year. We didn't do it last year for obvious reasons because of an illness. But hopefully we'll be able to do the final this year. The FA Cup starts as well at the new year. And so many great things that are going to be coming up in the next few months on this YouTube channel. But today, in the North London derby, regretfully we didn't get to commentate live on the first Spurs goal, but we talked you through it a few minutes afterwards, so we didn't, strictly speaking, miss it. At least we explained it to you. But then the other goals, we called it absolutely spot on. Our first commentary back, it was always going to be TV problems, our first commentary back, but we overcame it and we got a good reward out of it. A terrific game of football. Arsenal 2, Spurs 2. Arsenal should have won the game. Spurs will feel aggrieved they didn't get a penalty at the end with Harry Kane when he was penalised for diving, but in the end it was a great entertaining game. And if you were a neutral watching both Everton against Wolves and this one today, boy, have you been in for some treat here in the Premier League. And that's why, in some respects, even a game like Everton was, just seeing a game like that today proves how good this Premier League really is, and in my opinion shows why it is the best league by none in the world, and that's why we enjoy bringing it to you every week on this YouTube channel. But thank you very much for your comments tonight. Nicholas Pepe got the Man of the Match award, our Man of the Match award. Be interested to see who got the televised one, but who cares? Nicholas Pepe was our Man of the Match. Thank you to everyone that's joined us. Thank you obviously to Panini for his contribution with VAR, and to everyone else that's of course come on. I saw noticed that Sue came on. Thank you, Sue, a great ambassador for this YouTube channel. Blind lass who's really grateful to me doing these commentaries, and to the others as well. Hopefully we'll hear from Russ in the near future. Hopefully we'll hear from Mike Hardiman, who hopefully will make his long overdue debut on this channel after the international break. Both these people don't like commentating on England. They like to watch the game or listen to me or Chris. Hopefully we'll have Chris back as well. Hopefully we'll get him to do one of the England matches as well, hopefully next week. So I'll be in contact with Chris as well, and we'll have real fun as well. But the international break looms large. No Premier League for 2 weeks. It's England action next week. EFL Weekly later on this next week as well. So plenty still to come. Burnley to come later on against Liverpool, and my verdict to that. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the commentary back of Liverpool against Burnley yesterday. That'll be on in just over an hour's time. 7:45 we'll start that one. But there'll be no comment section. We'll be closing the comment section, so don't even think about using comments in that one. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you are tuning into the Burnley rerun, we'll be happy to have you along. But until then, have a fantastic evening. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.